Welcome to the Bodaciously Awesome Family Show. Bodaciously Awesome Family Show. The only show dedicated to helping parents maximize their kids' experiences and for kids to reap the fun. Here are your hosts, the Bodacious family, Adam, Anthony, and Zachary.
Yay! Welcome. Hut.
Blue 19.
843.
Set.
Pizza.
Hut.
Pepperoni.
Hut.
Pizza.
Hut.
I like pizza. All right, everyone. Welcome back to Bodacious Awesome
Family Show.
I am your host, Adam.
I'm your host, Zachary.
And Anthony will be here. He does not have the night off. This is not a freebie night for him. But he's not here at the moment because he's like doing homework or something, like kind of, whatever, silly.
L.
Yeah, right? We're talking football. He's doing homework. Who has the better life right now, Z?
Us. Up top, big man.
Boom. Yeah, absolutely. So, ha to him. So, Zachary, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about the NFL playoff picture.
We are. So we are through, what, week 12 or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds right. Maybe 13. I don't know. There's been a lot of games. And we've made some prognostications earlier on this season.
Mm-hmm.
We said, hey, and Anthony famously said that he thought Indianapolis Colts all the way.
Yeah.
And that's probably not going to happen.
And the Saints.
He did say the Saints, didn't he?
Yeah.
Although, it's funny. He told me late after that, because he said that he was shocked that I was so shocked he picked the Saints, because he thought I would pick the Saints. And he had forgotten that Sean Payton had retired.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, it's like an offensive coach. And Jameis Woods, what are you thinking? He's like, I forgot he retired. I'm like, yeah, well, that'll matter. Because as we've noticed, apparently that Sean Payton is a good coach because, man, that team is bad.
Yeah. They have a really good wide receiver, but they're missing out on, their QB, the second wide receiver. They're missing out on their third wide receiver, a tight end, a QB, a decent defense, and an O-line. But besides all of that...
Besides that, they really got a receiver and a running back.
No, they have two receivers. They have Chris Olave and Michael Thomas. And then
is Thomas even playing?
I'm not even sure.
Yeah, or did he hurt his pinky toe again? He was taking more time off. It's like, I'll get this giant, huge contract, and then miss 2 years.
Yeah.
I want that kind of gig. So we were talking about the NFL playoff picture. So Zachary, as you kind of look in your new crystal ball, right? Let's start. Would you want to start with the AFC or the NFC? What works best for you?
NFC.
Okay. So in the NFC, who do you like now for the NFC playoffs?
Dallas and the Vikings.
I think those are pretty solid choices. Now, I pretty much really don't like Dallas in general, but I gotta tell you, I think that they're pretty. They seem to be pretty decent.
Yeah, they're really good.
Okay, so you're going with Dallas. So right now in the East, let's start with the East with Dallas. As you said, Dallas. Yeah. But right now, Dallas is sitting at 8-3, which is pretty good. But that does not make them first in the East. They're still sitting behind Philly.
Philly is an overrated team. The only reason they're good is their schedule.
Their schedule has been advantageous.
When they play Dallas again, they're going to get destroyed.
Yeah, we'll see. So who do you think's going to win that division? So Dallas is 2 games back. Who do you think's going to win it?
Philly.
You think so? I think so too.
They'll get knocked out in the first round.
Well, they might. Right now they're on set for the first round bye.
Well, then they'll get knocked out in the second round. It doesn't matter. Once they play a decent team, the best team they've played this year is Dallas with Cooper Rush.
All right. So next we go into the West, right? So we have San Francisco, Seattle, Arizona, and the Rams.
San Francisco is very strong.
I told you, I like San Francisco, mostly because I really like...
CMC?
No.
Jimmy
G, yeah. And I don't like that Jimmy G took a contract cut this year. I think he should have stuck it to him and said, no, pay me, and still been able to have the option to play a good game, right? So, he gets what's his name gets hurt. He gets the ball. He's balling again. He's going to earn his money for next year. I don't like that he took a pay cut. That's upsetting for me. But I really want to see him win, just because they keep trying to get rid of him and he keeps winning. I don't understand their mentality.
Yeah, but they also trade for CMC.
Yeah. Now the surprise in this division is Seattle, who's actually quite not awful.
I think they got off to a very strong start, but they have been falling.
Well, because I think everyone got kind of surprised, because Smith is pretty decent, and at least better than the journeyman status that he's had. But now people are getting film on him. He's actually been around. I think that people are seeing what that offense can do, and they can stop it. All right, so Anthony's joined us. Just so you know, we're going through the NFC East right now, or the NFC so far. Zachary's, been saying that Philadelphia is not the best in that division, but he does think they'll win it. But with Dallas coming in second, and we talked about San Francisco. And
Wait, who does he think's the best in the division? Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Philly's the only good because of their schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not only good, but that's a big part of it.
All right, so we're now into the North. So right now we're at Minnesota, Detroit, Green Bay, and Chicago. Anthony, we'll let you talk about this because this is where your team is. They're not the head of the North. They're not the king of the North.
No, they're not even second in the North, are they?
No, I mean, but they are somehow ahead of Chicago, which is actually kind of shocking because Chicago's been playing pretty better.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now, if I remember correctly, Anthony, you don't like Minnesota.
No, it's not. Okay, so here's the thing about Minnesota. When they won their 7 games in a row, right? Or maybe it was 9 or whatever. But they were in 7 one-score games. They went 7-0. And now a lot of that is coaching, like the new coach helps, right? So you're going to win more than you did last year when you lost all the one-score games. But winning all the one-score games is not a sustainable way to win. If you can't beat the bad teams by more than one score, you're not going to get to the playoffs and be able to finish off against really good teams by one score every time. It's just not how it works.
Well, they did that against Buffalo.
Yeah, and right now they have like a 5-game lead. I think they're getting to the playoffs.
Oh, they're definitely getting to the playoffs. I don't.
You just said they can't get to the playoffs.
That's not what I said. They can't get through the playoffs.
Oh no, I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think they.
Yeah, they're not a Super Bowl contender.
I don't think they make it past the divisional round.
All right. Now we go to the South. So I many years ago made fun of the East when all the teams in the East had like below 500 record, and I think Dallas got in to the playoffs. Maybe Washington. I don't remember. It was awful and miserable. Tampa is sitting on top of this division at 5-6. This is abysmal.
Yeah, it's probably the worst division ever.
I mean, Atlanta's in second at 5-7. They're 2 games under 500.
On the fact that Carolina still has a very realistic shot to win that division is incredible.
Because they lost like 7 games in a row.
Yeah, they're 4-8. They're 4-8, and they have a realistic shot at winning the division. Yes.
Yeah, and people are saying like Sam Darnold could quote unquote lift them up to the playoffs. They're not lifting them up. He's just like
bringing them
sucking less.
I mean, yeah, I've heard it both ways.
And Alvin Kamara needs to not have 2 fumbles a game.
Oh, just because you took him off me in fantasy, to stop your Alvin Kamara hate.
2 fumbles.
I'll take him back.
Okay, please.
All right, so real quick as we recap here now in the NFC, Zach, who are your playoff teams?
Ooh, Dallas and Niners.
So that's the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are your other playoff teams? Like who else makes the playoffs?
Minnesota, Philly,
someone from down here.
Tampa Bay.
Who are you picking in the South?
Oh, probably Carolina.
You're going to pick Carolina over Tampa?
It's either Carolina or Tampa. It's definitely not the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, you want to hear how the Falcons get in?
By winning more games than Tampa?
Marcus Mariota stopped sucking?
No. You bench Mariota.
Bench him, okay.
That should happen a while ago. You bench Mariota. And you put in the quarterback you just drafted, Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati. And you so either way, even if you make it to the playoffs, you're not getting past the wild card round. Right? Like, there's no way. Right? Because you're going to be the 4 seed. The 5 seed's going to be Dallas.
Yeah, you're playing Dallas, yeah.
Yeah. And that's not going to go well, right? So you bench Mariota, you see what you have in Desmond Ridder, who might actually give you a better chance to go to the playoffs anyway. That's really what you want to do. Marcus Mariota does not need to be playing at this point in the season.
Is that the only thing? Is that your only hint? Or do you have other ideas? You seem like you were about to charge in with how the Atlanta makes the playoffs.
Drake London and Kyle Pitts both need to get the ball more. Like a lot more. The fact that they aren't getting the ball pretty much every play is kind of weird.
Pitts is really good. He only had 2 receptions one game for like 20
There's
yards.
lots of games where he's only had 2 catches, and it's crazy because he's the most athletic tight end in the league. That's counting Travis Kelce. That's counting George Kittle. That's counting everybody.
All right. Okay. So who are your playoff teams? Yeah.
I'll even go by seed too. 1 seed is going to be Philadelphia. They don't have any losses left on the schedule. They're getting the 1 seed. 2 seed's going to end up being Minnesota, which is going to be kind of weird. Whatever. 3 seed's going to be San Francisco. I think San Francisco definitely wins that division. 4 seed Tampa Bay somehow. 5 seed Dallas, I think. 6 seed, I don't think the Giants are going to make the playoffs at this point.
Do you think the Giants are going to fall away?
I think they've been falling away, and the cracks are definitely starting to show. So I'm going to take Seattle as the 6th seed. I'm going to take the Washington football team as the 7th seed.
So you're taking 3 teams out of the North or out of the East, I guess?
In the last 7 games, the Washington Commanders are 6-1.
Don't look at that game.
With
I don't
wins,
like that game.
with wins at Philadelphia and at Indianapolis. I think they're still a decent team. Like it's
hey, because power coach Jeff Saturday is bringing the Colts back.
Yeah, I think the football team or the Commanders, are a better team than people are giving them credit for. They're doing what the Giants were doing at the beginning of the year.
All right, so Zach, you went to your final game there, being the 49ers against who?
Dallas.
Okay, and Anthony, who's your championship game?
I think Niners and Dallas is the right answer.
All right, here's the thing. I'm going to be different. I'm going to be contrarian just because of 2 things. 1, I don't like Dallas. And 2, I love seeing Dallas lose. And 3, Dallas, barring one Super Bowl or whatever they did win, have a habit of getting this really great team and getting all the momentum and having all the bolster behind them, yeah, we're Dallas, we're amazing, we're America's team. And then right when they should have everything in the palm of their hand, they absolutely fumble everything. So I say they lose in the round before. And so I think that it will be the 49ers, and I'm going to go with the Vikings.
That's a solid choice as well, I think.
All right, let's go to the AFC.
Okay. You want to go first, Zach? I'll let you go first.
All right. So we have the AFC East. This one is really hard for me because I'm not really sure who's a better team, Miami or Buffalo. Because Josh Allen has been playing
questionable.
Exactly. Not like Josh Allen has been playing.
Here's the thing with Josh Allen. This is something I don't know why more people don't realize. And I probably should have going into this year when I was getting the whole Josh Allen MVP hype. Is that he's naturally going to be a very streaky player. Just the way he plays football, he's not going to be consistent. So the way the Bills win the Super Bowl is if they get hot at the right time, they are going to be unstoppable and they are going to win the Super Bowl. But they've kind of dipped off, right? If they don't get hot at the right time, they're not going to perform it like they want to in the playoffs. I think that's what it comes down to is when Josh Allen's hot.
Yeah.
But I just want to point out something in this division, which I find kind of fun. I like this division a lot with Miami, Buffalo, Jets, and New England. New England in last place in the division. So first of all, not something you see every day, right?
Or ever
in the last 20 years, right? New England last place in the division with a winning record of 6-5. They would be 2 games up
against the NFC whatever.
The NFC South. Yeah, that is kooky. All right, so Zachary, who wins this division?
I feel like Miami's way too strong because they've been on a 5-game winning streak apparently, and they've just been so good with their 2 amazing wide receivers, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. There are 2 amazing backfield players, Jeff Wilson Jr. coming into play, also Raheem Mostert. And then they have a very good defense. Tua is getting more experience, and I feel like that is a very strong team.
What do you think, Anthony? Good answer, by the way, Zach.
It's really tough because I think Buffalo, Miami are arguably the 2 best teams in the league right now. I still have to go Buffalo just because I think teams are starting to get more film on Tua because remember he got hurt. So they still didn't have a lot of film before he came back.
And he's 1 injury away from Miami being less than good.
Right. So they're getting more film on Tua. They're getting more film on not McDaniels. Whoever their new coach is. He's amazing, by the way. I wish I could remember his name because he's a genius.
It's like McDaniels, but different. It's slightly different.
Yeah.
Right?
And then they're getting more film on the offense. So I think Buffalo's gonna get hot at some point again. And so I'm gonna take Buffalo to win the division and the AFC.
Well, if Buffalo wins the division, they can win the AFC. because then games go through Buffalo, and that's going to be cold and miserable.
Actually,
I'm just saying, I don't know how it balances out if
I'm
they
sure.
don't get that.
I'm not sure if they'll win the AFC either way though, because Kansas City has a game up and a tiebreaker on them.
I think Kansas City's going to win.
Same.
Their conference, yeah.
The conference, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll get there. All right, Anthony, West.
All right. Obviously Kansas City's going to win this division. I don't think there's any question at that point.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else there.
Yeah. Justin Herbert playing with all of the injuries everywhere on his offense and is still finding a way to win close games. It's incredible to watch, and I can't wait to see what he does with a healthy team and hopefully a offensive coach at some point, because I don't know why they still have Brandon Staley. I'm on the front of the fire Brandon Staley train.
Wow. That's a big
Because
train.
you know what? In 2 years, if they don't make the playoffs again, that'll start happening, and I'll seem really smart.
That's true. It's true. Zach, any words here in this division? I think this was the pretty much cut and dry. I mean, Kansas City is the class.
I was very excited for this division when the Raiders trade their souls for Devontae, and same with the Denver trading for Russell Wilson. I thought that this division was going to be one of the best we have ever experienced. Everyone thought that. And I'm just very disappointed.
I will say that I think the story of this division
Is insane.
Well, but the story is it's the wah 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 of the year, right? Because I agree with you, Zach. It should have been lights out amazing, and it's wah wah wah.
And the Chargers got Khalil Mack too, and then Casey trade away Tyreek and that other guy. What's his name? He's good. They traded away another guy.
Tyrann Mathieu?
Yeah, that guy. And they just been amazing this year. It proves that they don't need Tyreek to be good.
Okay, so we're all good on Kansas City. Okay.
Wait, hold on. I want to say something about Denver. And I said...
Let Russ cook.
No. Fire Nathaniel Hackett, and I said it before then either. They didn't really want him there. They wanted him there to get Rodgers, and they just kept him. And I've been saying fire him from week 6 because there is no more time to waste in this league, and the fact he still has a job is ridiculous.
Let's go. So who's the better quarterback, Anthony? Rodgers or Russ?
Rodgers. I don't think there's a worse starting quarterback than Russell Wilson right now, and Mike White is starting.
Marcus Mariota.
Is that because Russell is bad, or is it because the coach and the system is?
I think it's mostly the coach, but I think Russell definitely lost his step those last few years in Seattle. He definitely hasn't adjusted yet.
If people lose steps as they get older, that is very true. But yeah, and he did not adjust well. So whether it's because the coach and the system is awful or he didn't adjust. But yeah, he was so much better as a Seahawk. Now, granted, Pete Carroll, although defensive
Pete Carroll
coach,
is a genius.
He's a great coach, right? So he definitely Russell loses a lot in the coaching change, but yeah, the fire of I'm going to prove them wrong definitely did not light him up. Very sad story. I hope that if he does go to another team or get another coach, hope he gets a renaissance. All right, let's go. So back to Zach for the North.
This one's hard too. I don't know if I choose Baltimore or
Dad's
Cincinnati.
Dad's hot take. Baltimore doesn't make the playoffs.
I agree with that.
You think? Wait. You think Baltimore's not going to make the playoffs?
I agree with that.
Okay, hold on. Time out. Guys, I don't think they're a very good team. Oh, you know what I mean. I don't think they're a great team. But if we do some counting, right, there's 3 wild card spots.
They have to lose a lot of games to do that.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to lose a lot of games to do that.
that.
I don't think they're losing out.
My bad. So Baltimore's going to be in it. They're going to be the second seed. They have Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. I don't know anyone else on the team.
They have a Harbaugh somewhere too.
And then Cincinnati, they're on a 3-game winning streak. And eventually, Joe Mixon, isn't he coming back from injury soon?
And I really don't like Cincinnati, and I'll be honest, I don't like they're doing well.
So Jamar Chase is coming back from injury, and they just have a very strong team. They're gonna be very strong off of very coming back from injury and just accelerating through.
If they get all their injury back, I'll agree. Anthony, any words here?
I think Cincinnati absolutely wins the division. I think the Ravens are too injured right now. I mean, I don't like betting against Jim Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson and what they built there though. And especially
they just got Lamar some help. Give him a couple wide receivers. Give him some
They
back.
the problem is that they just can't find a way to finish games. They don't
have receivers.
If they don't need receivers. They should be able to run the clock out. I don't understand.
Fair enough.
How I guess second best now because of Philadelphia. But I don't understand how one of the best running teams in the NFL's ever seen can't run out a game. Like, it's baffling to me.
Wait, who's the running back?
I mean, Lamar
running
Jackson.
back, all of they've
Lamar
they've like
Jackson?
8, dude.
All right, last division. Let's go quick so we can go through our last things here. Anthony, go through the South.
Tennessee's really good.
We hate
the
the
rest
South.
of the teams are pretty questionable.
No. We
Two
hate
very bad.
We hate the South.
Although
Houston's in it and they're getting destroyed.
And I would like to point out Trevor Lawrence. I think he had his breakthrough game against the Ravens. I think that was it.
I think the light switch turned on.
I think the light switch turned on. That was the breakthrough game we've been waiting for.
Houston will eventually get good.
Well,
right?
2 years.
More.
But just Saturday to the Colts, by the way. Is that the trigger they needed too?
Not after what he just did on Monday Night Football. It's not.
So he made a wrong timeout call.
He made multiple wrong timeout calls, like in the span of 2 minutes.
He lost. They've lost twice.
All right. So
in a row.
Zachary, who do you got in the playoffs? Who? What's your playoff? What's your championship game?
Chiefs, Miami.
Chiefs, Miami. Okay, I like it. Anthony, give me the seeds 1 through 7.
1 through 7. Okay, I got Kansas City number 1. I think that's the pretty clear cut option. I got. I'll go Miami number 2. I'm not gonna like it, but that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Cincinnati number 3, Tennessee number 4, Buffalo number 5, Chargers number 6. I'll go Ravens number 7 just because I loved Mike White's first game, but I'm not sure if that was a fluke or not.
Wait, the Ravens are starting not Lamar Jackson?
No, I'm talking about the Jets.
Oh.
Yeah, whether or not the Jets can take it over. See, that's the thing. So like it is still possible for the Ravens, but not likely.
Yeah. Well, it all depends on Mike White. Like, it really does. I never thought I'd say that sentence before, like, ever.
Yeah, sure, why not?
But yeah, it all comes down that the last slot in the AFC all comes down to Mike White. Absolutely.
And then what's our championship game?
I think it's hard not to say Kansas City, Miami, or Kansas City, or Kansas City, Buffalo. Like, it's Kansas City, and whoever wins the hard side of the bracket.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kansas City, Buffalo. I think they get it done.
I think
they get tight.
I'll say Buffalo. I'll say Buffalo.
I mean,
Kansas City, Buffalo.
Yeah. I think Miami at some point goes, man, we had the great season, and I think it falls apart a little bit somewhere. I think that the Chargers are the team I'd be the most scared of. Everyone starts getting healthy, and that's a team that can make a run. If there's an Achilles heel to Buffalo, I think it's Chargers.
There's a team every year that nobody wants to play, and the Chargers are absolutely that team.
That was my first pick in the beginning was the Chargers.
Yeah, it was, and that's my like. I could definitely say Kansas City Chargers because I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
All right, so we all have some playoff teams now. Zachary, who's in your Super Bowl?
Ooh. Kansas City, Dallas. I feel like Dallas is so strong. I can't say anything different.
As scary as it is to bet for Dallas, I'm going to say Kansas City, Dallas as well.
You all will notice. You all will find out. You all will experience.
Although,
Dallas crushing your hearts. I'm going to go with Kansas City 49ers.
Yeah, if you say it's just because I think Dallas is a far better team, but I also don't trust Mike McCarthy in the playoffs at all.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm going to switch to the 49ers only because it's Dallas. Only because it's
Dallas is Dallas.
If it was the exact same team with the exact same coaching staff in I don't know,
Pittsburgh?
They put it in Pittsburgh. I think they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So okay, I was just trying to see y'all were like, let me follow me. No, it's just definitely gonna be Dallas.
It's just the Cowboys. So I think 49ers is.
Yeah, it's gonna be 49ers game Kansas City. All right.
I think once Christian McCaffrey gets rolling,
that
offense is gonna be impossible.
He just hasn't fitted in yet.
Yeah, he hasn't quite meshed.
All right, Anything else we want to say? We'll probably do this again when we actually get to the playoffs. We'll do another round just because as we get in there. But anything else you want to say about the playoff picture here, Zach?
No.
Mr. Anthony, any other surprises or things we should look out for in the playoff picture?
Is dark horse?
I mean,
The Chargers.
besides the Chargers, no.
No.
Yeah.
Although, the Jets, Mike White, my boy.
He's your boy
He's your
now.
boy.
He's my, if he wins another game, he is.
Oh wow! But not Danny Dimes because you don't like the Giants.
No, they're done.
Danny doesn't drop dimes. He drops picks.
All right. So I mean, with my dark horse is still the Chargers. I think that's definitely the play if they can get healthy and get out in form. But that gets away your fire the coach thing.
Oh no, I'm still saying fire the coach.
No. Okay. And any other special thing we should look forward here? I think that there's going to be some turmoil still in Green Bay.
I think, I don't think Aaron Rodgers should play another snap of football this year.
I knew you had it in you. I knew it. You want to see the love for love.
I see. This is the thing that's like made me so mad about this year. It's like with Marcus Mariota and Nathaniel Hackett and now Aaron Rodgers. Like they don't need to be playing or coaching anymore. Like this is a fast-paced league. You need to move on from an investment you've made. You need to get off it and see what you have for the future. And the fact of it's baffling, truly baffling.
So
The Jets were the smart ones. Jets had this young rookie quarterback. He starts sucking. They bench him for Mike White. The Jets were smart.
They're slightly different against Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay, although the Atlanta parallel is very dead on.
Yeah.
All right, well, everyone, we're going to see all...
No, I have one more thing to say.
Excuse me. Yes, sir.
Yeah, what can Houston do?
I mean, they continue to lose and get better draft picks, and then
draft Bryce Young, baby.
Yeah, and then they're going to pick a whole bunch of draft picks, give them 2 to 3 years. Next year they should be better. 2 years they should be decently okay. But they got to get a coach. I don't know who their coach is. They got to get a coach.
Matt LaFleur. Wait, no, that's the Packers one. David Curley.
Yeah, whoever.
Yeah.
They got to get a coach. They got to get some players. They got to actually want to win. Things like that.
I feel like the Texans are an offensive line, a couple wide receivers, a tight end, a defensive line, and a full secondary away from really contending.
And a coach.
All
right, everyone.
And a QB.
And a
QB.
All right, everyone. We'll talk to y'all next week. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Texans have one good thing. Brandon Cooks.